I know that if you're injured in an accident, your life can be turned upside down. There are so many questions. And the way that I see it is, one moment your life is going sort of in a straight line, and the next second, you're off in a completely different direction. And how chaotic and stressful that can be. So here's what I'd like to tell you a little bit about the process and the procedure, to give you a better understanding of what happens in a personal injury case. To begin with, once you sign an agreement with us to hire us, we will then put the person that caused the accident, caused these injuries, we'll put them on notice, and we'll be hearing from their insurance company. While that's happening, you're going to be going to start your medical treatment. And the medical treatment is absolutely the most important part of this process. Yes, I know I'd like to say, well, Alan Berry, as the lawyer, he's the most important person as far as your claim is concerned, but that's really not true. The most important person and people in the process are your doctors and caregivers. Who's going to help you to get well? You're going to hear me say it now and probably a lot of other times, and that is, do everything you need to do to get well, and the case will take care of itself. So, as I said, you're going to be getting medical treatment. And during all that period of time, we're going to be getting copies of your medical records. We're going to be reviewing them, making sure that we understand everything that's going on. We're going to be meeting with you at least every 4 weeks in person in the office to discuss how you're doing, what's happening, how are you feeling, what are next steps, if any. And we're going to be forwarding that information that we're receiving along to the insurance company on the other side to make sure that they understand what your case is all about. Ultimately, when you're done treating, your doctor or doctors are going to give us a final report saying, this is what happened to this person, and whether in fact there's any permanent partial disability. All this information that we receive will then be used to put together what we refer to as a demand package. And a demand package is basically all of your medical records, all of the information that we have, that we've developed over the course of time, and in a beautifully bound book, so to speak, that we deliver to the insurance company on the other side of this claim. And in that demand, aside from all of the medical records and all the accident reports and everything else that we have, there's going to be a narrative. Here's what happened to you. Here's what we think the results are from the records, and a demand to pay fair and reasonable compensation. And by the way, that's a really big point. Question of what is your case worth? Fair and reasonable. That's what the law provides for you to be compensated. And that's what we're all about. So we'll talk about that in another video and videos to come. But for right now, we've made that demand. Some time goes by. I'm going to have conversations with the insurance company on the other side of this. And no doubt, whatever we've asked for, you can be pretty sure they're going to tell me I'm wrong in what I've been asking for, that the case is worth something different. And I've been doing this long enough. I have a fair amount of expertise with regard to negotiation. And I'm going to engage in the negotiation as strongly as I possibly can on your behalf to obtain for you what we agree to is fair and reasonable compensation. Now, a lot of times we're able to resolve claims through discussion, through negotiations. And the result of those negotiations are called settlements. So sometimes we can settle cases. And if we can settle cases, there's a lot of good reasons for doing that. Sometimes there's not good reasons for doing that, particularly when the money that's being offered by an insurance company isn't sufficient to compensate you fairly and reasonably. Next step, file suit. Now, by the way, we could file suit from day one. The law allows us to do that. But we'd like to get all the information. We'd like to see what this is all about before we file that lawsuit, because in the lawsuit we have to have a certain degree of specificity with regard to what your injuries are. And we really would like to have all the information at hand. But that said, we have 2 years from the date of the accident under Connecticut law. That's called the statute of limitations. So we have 2 years from the date of the accident to file that lawsuit. So while we're not in any hurry, well, we're really not in any hurry. We want to make sure that we have all the information and that you've fully recovered before we make a demand. We have time to do this. So if we can't settle the case, we file the claim in court and it goes from there. I'll be talking to you further about the litigation process in another video, but for now, understand that at Allen Bear & Associates, we're going to go to work for you immediately. We're going to work hard to get you all the money that you deserve under the law, for your pain and suffering, for your lost wages, for what the totality of the effects on you, both in the short term and for the rest of your life. Very important to us. So that's what I have to tell you for today about your personal injury case. Thank you so much for watching. I'll look forward to speaking to you the next time.